try to do these after council meetings are over, just because, you know, it's easier for us to come after a meeting's over, but we had a very spirited zoning meeting. Our former zoning chair, Councilmember Priscilla Tice, is here, so she knows what I'm talking about, but really it's the essence of even what we're doing here today, that this is the people's house. It's where we come not just to celebrate, but also to have difficult conversations. And in a growing, changing city, that manifests itself in many different ways. So thank you all again for being here. But really, what we're here tonight for on this occasion is a celebration of life, as I would call it. You know, many times when we focus on sickle cell, we know the facts and the figures and the numbers, and many times we focus, and we are here to also mourn those that may have lost their life to this battle and this disease. But tonight is a night of celebration, a celebration of life, a celebration of advancement in this disease and the treatment of it, and a celebration of all of you here. So could you give yourselves a round of applause on tonight? I am Councilmember Nick Bankston, and I have the distinct honor of lighting City Hall red tonight to celebrate Sickle Cell Awareness Month. And she was gone last year, so I got her here this year. I want to make sure I pay homage to Priscilla Tyson, former council member who really led this charge. And I remember her last lighting ceremony. She said, "I think someone's coming that's going to continue on this legacy." That was her nod of making sure, like, you're going to continue to light City Hall red. So we're going to do that. I am here just to say welcome to your house, the people's house, and to say to you, we are so excited. As you all know, the facts, sickle cell disease is inherited blood disease that infects 1 in every 365 births in the United States alone. It is not just apparent for black folks, but brown folks, folks of Latin descent as well. And it is something that we are fighting every single day to find a cure. So nights like this are so important that we raise awareness both at the local level, state level, and national level. So first we're going to kick off the program by presenting this year's resolution for Sickle Cell Awareness Month. And this year we are presenting it to the American Red Cross for their partnership during National Sickle Cell Awareness Month. Let's please give a round of applause for them. As you know, we have one of the strongest Red Crosses, not only in the country, but in the world, and their leadership shines through. You know, I just got an alert with 2 back-to-back disasters that we are in urgent need of blood, yet again. And as all of you, or many of you know, that for sickle cell, the main treatment is blood transfusions. And so that supply of blood is so critical in times of disaster, but it's so critical on everyday needs for those that are facing sickle cell. So I couldn't think of a better partner to honor and present this year's resolution for Sickle Cell Awareness Month. So we're going to have Mr. Corey Paul come up, who's our Executive Director of our Red Cross here in Columbus.
Thanks so much. You know, it's important today and every day to honor those who are suffering from sickle cell disease. And it's my honor to recognize those who are donors, to support those with sickle cell disease. I am the go-between between the kindness and generosity of the American public and those who are suffering. We have volunteers, we have donors, we have the kindness of the American public, and it's just an honor to wear this pin and to be here today, tonight, to watch this beautiful building get turned red. The only thing that I have to add is if you are a donor, if you have ever considered donating blood, if you have that neighbor or family member that's never done that, know that their blood can save lives. Know that your blood saves lives. So don't wait. People here and across the country depend on the generosity of blood donors. So make an appointment for blood or platelets using the Red Cross Blood Donor app, calling 1-800-RED-CROSS, or visiting us at redcrossblood.org. It is just an honor to be a part of this, and I really don't want to take up any more of your time. Consider donating blood, because there are people out there that really, really appreciate it and need it every day. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Before you go, I'm going to make sure I present this to you. This is my favorite part of the job, is that on behalf of the 906,000 residents that call Columbus home, and on behalf of this council, we do hereby recognize and celebrate September as Sickle Cell Awareness Month in the city of Columbus. So congratulations and thank you for all your work.
Thank you.
And before we go, come on in, council member. Before I go any further, one rule of housekeeping is that you don't forget your colleagues. So you want to make sure that you recognize them. So I gave her that opportunity so she could come in. So I do want to recognize my other council colleagues that are here representing us on Columbus City Council. So we do have Councilmember Shayla Favor, who chairs our Health and Human Services Committee, who is with us. We all, yes. Also have Councilmember Mitch Brown, who is with us. You can clap for him too. And then we also have Councilmember Lourdes Barroso de Padilla, who's with us as well. Well, thank you so much to all my colleagues who could join us this evening. Next, to present the award in her honor, in her name, I am bringing up no other than former council member, mentee to me, and also a sickle cell advocate in her own right, Councilmember Priscilla Tyson, to present this year's Priscilla R. Tyson Health Champion Award.
Well, good evening, everyone. And it certainly is an honor and a privilege to be at City Council and to stand before you today. And first, I want to say thank you to Councilmember Nick Bankston and for this council for naming this award the Priscilla R. Tyson Health Champion Award. Last year, as he said, I couldn't be here, and my husband was here in my place, and so I am very, very excited. I got off a plane last night to make sure that, late last night, to make sure I could be here today. But again, I want to also say thank you to the council members, all the council members who were very supportive, because I know they all signed the resolution that Nick just spoke about. But I also want to say a special thank you to my good friends who are here tonight. First of all, Councilman Mitchell Brown, appreciate you. You've always been so supportive. I also have to say thank you to Lourdes Barroso de Padilla, who is my good friend, who she was like one of my very first core members in City Year, and then to Councilwoman Shayla Favor. I'm so thankful you could be here today. It's always an honor to be in your presence. I also want to say thank you to everyone that came out tonight. Everyone here tonight is either a supporter, an advocate of sickle cell. And we just really appreciate everything that you do to make sure that individuals that have the sickle cell disease are getting the support that they need to move forward with their lives. It's my honor and privilege to present this award tonight. And this award tonight is going to be given to Nationwide Children's Hospital, the apheresis department. This is a very special department in the lives of sickle cell patients. This department performs over 1,000 procedures annually, including over 600 red blood cell exchanges in 2022 for our sickle cell population. Red blood cell exchanges are utilized more than 3,000 units of donated red blood cells, the majority of which were collected right here within the greater Columbus area. So as you're listening to, just heard from the Red Cross, how important it is for the blood, for the apheresis department to be able to give to the patients. Also, in coordination with Nationwide Children's Hospital and the Ohio State University Medical Center, this Nationwide Children's currently have more than 40 Columbus-based sickle cell patients enrolled in their chronic exchange programs. That means that an individual is going there possibly on a monthly basis to be able to get blood, to be able to continue to live and enhance their overall quality of life. So, in July of 2023, this department also successfully enrolled and harvested our first sickle cell patient for gene therapy. So let's. And also this amazing nursing team of individuals that have relationships with all the patients collectively have 75 years of combined apheresis experience. And that is really important because you want to make sure that professionals are there taking care of our important patients, but also the important blood product. And so on a personal note, I have to say that this department and its amazing staff is near and dear to my family, My son John, who most of you know has sickle cell disease, receives his life-changing exchanges monthly from this department. And he has relationships with the individuals that are there. So when he saw the individuals that were going to be here from the hospital, he sent me a little note and wrote something about each of the people in that department and what they mean to him because of their relationship with him. So it's like it's a family when you're going to get the blood. So I want to say thank you on behalf of our family to the team that's at Nationwide Children's. And he was just there last Friday. Put that in my note. Mom, make sure you say I was there last Friday and got really good care from them. So, again, I couldn't be more excited to be able to present this award. And it's an honor and a pleasure to present the award to the department. And accepting the award on behalf of the staff and the hospital, I want to bring to the podium the director of this team, Dr. Jeffrey Papiernik. Make sure I say that right, Papiernik. So Jeffrey, please come up, and thank you so much. And I want to present this award to you. So thank you, and you have a few words to share.
I have some. All right. How's everybody doing tonight? How's the food? I didn't have a chance. I already ate dinner before I came. It looked delicious, though. Well, thank you. This is a tremendous honor for our department. We are deeply humbled and appreciative of the recognition of our efforts. It's truly an honor. Thank you to all the council members. This is truly a special night, and it's so encouraging to see so many people here tonight in support of this event. I know many here are well versed in what we do. But in an effort to make sure everyone's kind of on the same page and kind of knows what we're all about, I just want to take a brief moment to kind of touch on what apheresis specifically entails and how it relates to the sickle cell population. So the term apheresis is a word that has Greek origins. It means to remove or to take away or to separate. And that's essentially one part of what we're doing. We are taking our sickle cell patients who have the sickled red cells and causing issues ranging from strokes to acute chest syndrome to debilitating pain. And we are going to remove the blood, separate it out, separate it into its various components and take away those sickle cells. And then step 2 is replacing those sickled cells with healthy donated red cells from our donor population. And in doing this, we help to suppress that sickled cell percentage in these patients and mitigate and prevent a lot of those issues that they're having so that they can go about their lives and live nice, normal, healthy lives. However, what happens is over the subsequent weeks after this exchange is that those donated red cells will start to die off. And then, of course, they're going to be replaced by the patient's sickle cells from their marrow because their marrow is still cranking out those diseased sickle cells. So these patients have to come back usually every 4 weeks or once a month. And so we're seeing a lot of these patients 12, 13 times a year for that reason. So it should come as a surprise to no one that the sickle cell population is a key demographic for our program. And so if we get introduced to a patient, let's say at 8, 9, 10 years old, and they're on apheresis indefinitely, we get to see them 12, 13 times a year, and we essentially get to see these patients grow up and right in front of our eyes. We occasionally will have birthday parties, graduation parties, literally right there in the clinic as they come in for their appointments. So it's truly something, a wonderful sight to see when that happens. And just because they turn 18, even though we are a nationwide children's hospital, doesn't mean we kick them out. John is no, he's in law school. He's no child. We have many patients that continue to receive their procedures well into adulthood. In fact, we have a couple patients well into their 5th decade of life. So we're really seeing individuals at all stages of life. And so I hope that provides some context for everyone. I've been involved in apheresis medicine for 8, going on 9 years now, going all the way back to residency and fellowship training. I've been the director of apheresis at Nationwide Children's since February 2020, so 3 going on 4 years now. It's kind of interesting timing. I moved here, like I said, February 2020, a month before the pandemic hit. So I came here, I was like, okay, I'm going to go explore Columbus, this fine city, everything it has to offer. And it was like, no, you're not doing anything. You're staying home except to go into work, to go to the hospital. So, but my role here, I serve as the figurehead. I'm making sure the program is going in the right direction. I'm making sure from a departmental perspective and a clinical perspective that we're doing everything in our power to achieve the best patient care experience possible. With that said, I want to take a moment to recognize the ones who I feel are truly deserving of all the recognition here this evening, as far from the perspective of the apheresis program, and that is this group of lovely ladies over here to my left. If you guys could just stand up and be recognized real quick. And stay standing here because I'm going to sing your praises here for a second. So they're the ones in the trenches, right? They are the ones who actually run the procedures day in and day out, day in and day out. They know our patients so well. It truly amazes me how devoted and supportive they are to their every need. They inspire me to be a better physician for both their sake and the sake of our patients. And so let me be clear. Without this amazing group of women here, and it's not everybody who's on our part, there's a few that couldn't make it this evening, but without them, there is no pediatric apheresis program in Columbus, Ohio. So it ceases to exist without their unbelievable effort and devotion to their craft. So please, again, join me in giving them a well-deserved round of applause. So thank you again. So last item, to piggyback off the Red Cross public service announcement, please, please, please. I used to work at a donor center myself in Cincinnati. If you qualify, notably our type A's and type O's, try to find the time if you can to donate. It's such a valuable resource for the community, especially our sickle cell population. Less than 2% of eligible donors will actually donate, and that limited supply has to provide for the entire country. So furthermore, donations from the African American population specifically really go a long way for us because their blood is more closely matched to the blood of our sickle cell patients, which helps prevent incompatibilities from developing long term. So please, again, donate if you can. And again, we really appreciate this recognition. I can't tell you how, again, humbled and thankful we are for that. So again, we appreciate the reward, and God bless. Thank you.
Well, as you can see, the saying rings true. If you want something done, get a group of women to get it done, right? Let's give another round of applause to these ladies. They are saving lives every single day, and I was so honored to be able to have Councilmember Tyson present the award to him because I knew that it was personal for her, and we have that connection. Because once a month, I have the oldest child at Nationwide Children's as well, because my wife gets her treatments done there. And so it is absolutely a family affair. So thank you, ladies, for all the work that you're doing. I want to recognize Councilmember Emmanuel Remy, who's just joined us as well, so we can celebrate him. So every year we said that we were going to do these 2 awards, one named in honor of Priscilla Tyson, her namesake, for our Health Champion Award. And that really is for an organization or an individual. And we said Health Champion because, as you just heard, apheresis isn't simply about sickle cell, but it is about advancements in health, and that has been a hallmark of Councilmember Tyson's legacy. But the other was that we always wanted to lift up someone who currently has sickle cell, who I call warriors, because they are fighting every single day. And so every year we will nominate 2 of those folks. And so to honor our Sickle Cell Warrior Award today, a Sickle Cell Warrior in her own right, my beautiful wife, the First Lady of District 5, Ms. Habiba Bankston.
I'm struggling a little bit this evening as Councilwoman Tyson was up here sharing remarks about the team at Children's Hospital. Oh, I'm sorry.
All the tissue.
Oh, this month I'm celebrating 18 years. 18 years as a blood recipient and this incredible team. Living with sickle cell forces you to spend a lot of time in the hospital. And I've dealt with a variety of care and a variety of caretakers. People in the hospital who may not be 100% familiar with what sickle cell disease is and how it affects the body, and they'll treat you like any other patient. They won't take the time to look at your health history and how they can care for you because our experience with sickle cell is so greatly unique. I've dealt with caretakers who, instead of immediately thinking about how they can care for me in that moment, will assume that I'm an addict because I'm in pain. To encounter a team like the team at Nationwide Children's, people who see you, and help you to recognize that you are more than your diagnosis, and that you are bigger than the pain that you're going through. This team has transformed my life. The majority of them have been with me for the 18 years that I've been receiving this treatment. They've seen me through my high school graduation, when I got a scholarship to Ohio State, when I married this man, they were there. They were with me when I found out I was pregnant with my first child. The blood plays such a critical part in our care. The treatment plays such a critical part in our care, but simply the care, it makes a difference. And I could not stand up here knowing that they were being recognized without sharing what you've done for me. My life, my family, when I look at my son, my success as a leader in this community is directly connected to everything that you do, and I love you all dearly. So thank you. Thank you so much for how you care for us. And yes, I still go to Nationwide Children's Hospital. Okay, that I had to share that, although that was not the assignment for me today. Good evening, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Habiba Bankston, Executive Director of Dress for Success Columbus, but also a sickle cell warrior in this community. It is an honor to be with you all this evening, and just seeing the turnout. Days like tonight are just so special for me because it's just community. We all have a shared experience, a connection amongst one another. So I'm so grateful to my incredible husband, also known as Councilmember Nick Bankston, and all Columbus City Council members for your commitment to raising awareness about sickle cell disease, your efforts to galvanize everyone in our community to join the fight against this disease by giving blood, and also your efforts to highlight those who are working every day to educate, advocate, and care for those living with sickle cell disease. This evening, I am honored to present this year's Sickle Cell Warrior Award to an amazing woman, Erin Dalton Powell. Erin has been an advocate for sickle cell disease for several years. She created Erin's Healing Art, which is a greeting card company. As a patient at Nationwide Children's Hospital, she sent greeting cards, collecting toys and materials for all the children in the hospital with sickle cell disease. She sold boxes of greeting cards, giving the proceeds to sickle cell organizations to provide family support. And in 2009, at the age of 13, her work earned her a Jefferson Award. She has been the state of Ohio youth poster child for sickle cell disease, assisting in developing youth awareness campaigns across the state of Ohio. She has served on the OSU Sickle Cell Disease Advisory Committee, filmed video documentaries, and her photography has been featured in several newspapers, including the Kenyon Collegian and Columbus Dispatch. She has been featured in several news stories related to minority blood donations, and recently appeared in a Dispatch article on new advancements in sickle cell disease. Everyone, please join me in honoring Erin Dalton Powell with the 2024 Sickle Cell Warrior Award.
Okay. So first, I guess I would really like to thank the City Council for taking the time to do all of this, because I know for a fact that we as sickle cell warriors tend to feel so invisible and so unseen. So it means a lot, not just for you guys to be here, but to literally light a building for us. We appreciate it. I would also like to thank my family, who has taken care of me, and the people who love me, who have pushed me, and also the complete strangers who have literally kept me alive via blood donation. I think there's a theme tonight. I learned really, really early that you get out of this world what you give, and that you should always give back what you get. I learned that with the toy donation, because after collecting and donating toys, I found myself in the hospital on Christmas Day, receiving a wrapped present from Santa, who was also a nurse, on J5 unit, which is what it used to be called back when it was a tiny little hospital. And I know for a fact that I've received so much from everyone, including other sickle cell warriors, because sometimes you just need somebody who understands. And I would actually like to take this chance to ask all the sickle cell warriors to stand and share this with me. And can I ask all of the family members of sickle cell warriors to stand, because you're in this with us just as much. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you, Aaron, for your advocacy and all that you're doing. How y'all feeling? Isn't this great? I just, again, I just want to thank you all for being here. Before we have final remarks from our Health and Human Services Chair, I just want to make sure, I can't see him because of the lights, but Kevin Jones on my team, if you could all give him a round of applause. We get to do this kind of work, and we stand here as the figureheads, but it's always the folks in the background that are doing the job. So I want to thank him. I also want to thank Stanley Gates and his team on our community relations team. I know I saw Harrison Poku as well as Avery on their team. So again, if you can give them a round of applause. And at this time, we're going to have closing remarks from our Health and Human Services Chair, and then after that, I'm going to ask my colleagues and all the reward recipients to meet me up front, and we'll do the countdown to Light City Hall. Councilmember Favor.
Good evening, good evening. Good evening. This is a celebration, yes? I have to say that I am so incredibly moved. Earlier today, we had the opportunity to raise awareness for childhood cancer as well. This is why I'm adorned in so many things, but with good reason, though. And just like tonight, it always gives us an opportunity to elevate important issues in our community that often get swept under the rug. And so when I hear of the compassion of the team at Nationwide and how it has had great impact on people that I know, people that I call dear friends, I cannot help but to think about how powerful it is to still have empathy. And I know that feels like a lost art in this climate that we live in today. But you shouldn't have to have childhood cancer or sickle cell to understand why it is so incredibly important for you to lean in whatever capacity, utilizing whatever platform that you have to ensure that our loved ones, our friends, and our family members have the opportunity to live out their dreams as well. And so if you all would oblige, please extend another round of applause for all of the caregivers, folks in the medical profession, family members as well. My name is Shayla Favor, and I have the absolute honor of being one of your Columbus City Council members and stepping into some very large shoes left by Priscilla Tyson as now chair of the Health and Human Services Committee. I just want to take another moment to congratulate and thank all of our award recipients tonight. Your tireless work has and will continue to save lives, and I'm so incredibly grateful for your dedication toward finding sickle cell disease treatments. When we are talking about health, it is important to note its racial dimensions. This is especially important when we're talking about sickle cell, a disease that impacts roughly 100,000 people in the United States, of which 90% of those suffering from it are of African descent. Too often, diseases that impact marginalized communities lack adequate research and development funding, which in turn prevents these individuals from receiving the care that they absolutely need in order to reduce symptoms and cure the disease. As we see with sickle cell disease, those suffering its impacts must remain vigilant in their care or risk serious health implications if they do not. Not to mention the accompanying medical bills and time needed for treatment, creating larger barriers for lower income and our marginalized residents. So we find ourselves at a very critical point. How do we increase the visibility of those with the condition to ensure that they too are able to live healthy and productive lives? as we see the work with Ms. Erin Powell and what she has done, advocating for other individuals and families dealing with the impacts of the disease, and that of Nationwide and their critical unit in providing vital medical services to those afflicted with the disease. We have taken great strides toward curing sickle cell disease. However, we must not stop here. We must continue to raise our voices, to call out the racial health disparities and uplift those who are impacted by them, especially those who are suffering from sickle cell disease. I would thank Councilmember Bankston and his team for bringing us all here together this evening and for raising awareness. Thank you to all of you for being here. I know that we might have started just a little bit late, so thank you for your patience and your support and dedication towards finding an accessible cure for sickle cell disease. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
All right, now there's the moment we've been waiting for. Let's all,
here?
yeah, let's stand right here. Come on up. Down here. I've been downgraded to the first man. All right. Ready? Yeah, on.
In a second, all of y'all will be up here.
All right, is everybody ready? We're going to start from 10, okay? Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you all again for coming. Happy Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and we'll see you next year. All right.